Ever seen someone try to escape the cops and fail spectacularly? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into some of the most ridiculous car chases that ended in total disaster. We've gathered the most outrageous attempts by drivers who thought they could outrun the police, only to find themselves in a world of trouble. From high-speed pursuits to desperate last-ditch maneuvers, watch as these would-be escape artists learn the hard way that you can't outsmart the long arm of the law. Strap in, because these chases are as thrilling as they are doomed to fail. Alright, let's check out some of these outrageous attempts. First up, we have a guy in a black pickup truck who thinks he can dodge the cops by driving. Bold move, but not the brightest. This stolen SUV driver takes the cops on one wild chase. And it's a ride with a fate that was sealed from the start. Well, it had to end like that. What did these suspects expect? Do they really think they can outrun law enforcement? Drop a comment and let us know if you think these high-speed chases are worth the risk. Well, what do we have here? Looks like this driver decided it was his turn to be a menace on the road.
He's going 12 whiskey. Now going on the turnpike, signal 4 versus a truck, and we got to roll over.
He left devastation in his wake. Oh dear, that run over. Glad they caught up with him. This guy won't be driving anymore. Do you think it was the right call for the cop to slam into the suspect's car when it was already stopped? That's definitely not how guests usually arrive at my driveway. What was that guy waving at the cops for? Looks like he was asking the cop to be nice while executing that pit maneuver. That maneuver sent the SUV driver straight into a tire-shredding blaze. Well, that pit maneuver definitely ended this suspect's joyride. Have fun in prison. This chase came to an end, but did these guys really think running away after the car chase would work? I'm curious about what was going through their minds. That crash into the guardrail had to jolt the truck driver pretty hard. A little too late to raise your hands after putting on a whole show, but hey, better late than never. This pit maneuver, expertly executed by the cop, sent the white sedan straight into the ditch. Impressive and effective. Check this out. Crash the car. Now if I run on foot, I'm sure I'll lose all these cops. Props to the cop for that pit maneuver. Why do I have the feeling he was a derby racer before joining the force? What do you guys think of it? This couple stole a car and nearly ran over cops in Australia. That truck came out of nowhere, but our wannabe Australian Bonnie and Clyde weren't doing any better themselves. course, it was all set to go south the moment the driver looked away from the road. Thankfully, it seems like no one was seriously injured. A bad driver never misses their… oh, wait, it's an exit the gray SUV didn't miss, but they sure caused chaos before making it. Karma stepped in for a little road rage justice here. The Ford driver's airbag just made its grand debut. This camera ended up in a head-on collision with a 70,000-pound truck because the driver's phone was apparently more important than the road. Let's crash rewind this. Did this white hatchback just decide to break out of prison? I'm guessing the laws aren't too strict here since there's not a cop in sight. Those speeding cars really shattered the peace of that traffic and ended up crashing into one of the vehicles. That deer jump scare was something else. It caught me off guard. Just imagine how the driver felt at that moment. Speeding and driving recklessly on that kind of road? I can only assume the driver had a death wish. Safe to say their drunk minds couldn't quite grasp the art of driving an SUV. That's one way to turn your car into a submarine. Nasty crash. Safe to say, if he kept driving like this, he'd soon be a candidate for organ donation. I think someone might have misled the driver about a shortcut being that way. Crashing a rented Lamborghini? Given the cost he's about to face, he might as well have bought a new one. This road rage went from crashing into each other to a full-on boxing match. Now that's a free pay-per-view event. On a rainy day, this driver decided to do a little rain dance with the car. What do you think was going through their mind? Not necessarily a crash, but watch as this car fails to make a turn and creates a full-blown traffic jam. What do you think happened here? Share your thoughts in the comments. Well, that's one way to have fun, though it's not my cup of tea. I'd prefer not to be living on the edge like that. Well, this car had a bit of a disagreement, and the way they went at each other was pretty unique. Maybe that's why I'd prefer to stay single. No stereotypes here, but that has to be the calmest BMW driver I've ever seen. Or maybe just a bit of a stereotype. That wasn't exactly the best way to show off. Now the only thing he can flaunt is his claim to the insurance company. It's like he tried copying the moves but failed miserably, and the driver was like, "And for my next trick, I'm going to make this BMW disappear." The driver probably thought, "More than you can afford, pal." But it turns out it's also more than you can handle. Alright, let's shift gears. We're leaving behind the chaos of everyday crashes and diving into the high-octane world of derby slides. Get ready for a controlled burst of adrenaline as these drivers push their limits and throw caution out the window in epic crashes. Those derby cars crashing into each other is something else. It's like they formed a freight train of mayhem. Check this out. That car went airborne, leaping right over those stunt dummy cars. Just look at that landing. Those aren't your usual school buses heading to pick up the kids. These buses are on a mission to demolish each other. Wow! How is that truck even staying upright? It lost a tire for a moment. Whoa! This monster truck takes off with full speed in the mud. Then, bam! It crashes and flips upside down. Amazing! Watch as this buggy attempts to climb that hill and ends up rolling a few times. Whoa, talk about a thrilling ride. What's going on here? That's one heck of a sport that just screams America. Wow! Oops, that rally car just lost a tire during the race. Looks like it's game over for this one. Check out these car stunt scenes. They look so flawless. It's like they were performed by robots. The skill is unreal. What's that? It looks like a 5-jet car. Check out the engine and the thrust. What a machine. A pulse-pounding thrill ride that kept us on the edge of our seats from start to finish. Now let's switch gears and return to the wild unpredictability of public road crashes, where the stakes are sky high and chaos reigns supreme. Buckle up and let's dive back in. Nailed it! But that's definitely gonna leave a bruise in the morning, I think. Seriously, watching these drivers is infuriating. They lack both skill and competence. Well, the look on their face before the crash told us everything before the impact. Oh dear. How do people this stupid even have jobs which provide them with enough money to buy such cars? That's one way to cause a problem and then run away from it. tried to look cool and ended up making a fool of himself. Oh my. That one was a nerve-wracker. It's almost like the car was saying, "What are you guys doing without me?" I don't know about you, but in my house, you can't bring cars inside. You gotta park them outside. I don't really think cars can fly, but hey, to each their own. I can't help but wonder, could the sunlight have been a factor in driving straight into that wall? Trying to pull a pit maneuver during a road rage moment and getting instant karma? That's a recipe for disaster. That's one of the most awkward head-on crashes I've ever seen. Both drivers just kept staring at each other. Seems like the truck driver thought turning on the blinkers was his only job while making a lane change. To him, it probably meant stopping traffic just for him. That T-bone collision was something else. Check this out. Let's crash rewind this one. Plain and simple, it's the red light runner's fault. What do you think? Drop your comments below. Another devastating head-on collision. Let's crash rewind this. Oh, somebody tell this car to use the brakes. Bam! What was the driver trying to even do? That car just took part of the other car's bumper with it and then crashed. Oh dear. There's nothing in this world that could change my mind. This crash definitely looks intentional. Let's crash rewind this. That sure looks intentional. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. Changing lanes like you on the road without a care for other drivers? That's a recipe for disaster. Oh dear, imagine being inside that car. What even happened here? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Oh, signal 4 into a CSO K9 facility found late the exit pit again, coming back out on the 34th Street, going back southbound 34th.
What was the box truck driver thinking? If I were in a police chase, the last thing I'd want is to be in a box truck up against cop cruisers. Yep, definitely took the whole police department on a chase, just to say she was innocent. Oh my. That's one of the cleanest pit maneuvers I've seen in a while. Props to our law enforcement guys. Teenagers and a 12-year-old kid stealing an SUV? I was just eating mud at that time.
But right now we need to show you a chase that is underway. The car that you see speeding is on I-95 southbound. We know it's going through Hollywood and it just...
That crash looked straight out of a Hollywood movie, like something from Fast and Furious. Talk about high-octane action. Don't think it's wise to overspeed if you can't handle the consequences. That guy who opened the door seemed pretty unfazed. The least he could have done was apologize. Well, I'm not sure who to blame for this rear-end collision. The white car brakes suddenly. Who do you think's at fault here? Comment below. Well, another red light runner and its consequences. Jeez, the Jeep had its tire shredded. Overspeeding and reckless driving. Surely the quickest way to sign up as a future organ donor. What? That bus just slammed into the other car, making it flip, and it remained unfazed. Where I come from, you don't just change lanes like that, unless you don't know how to drive, that is. Losing brakes as a truck driver has to be one of the worst nightmares. That impact looks nothing but horrifying. Drag racing and crashing. Couldn't pick a worse way to be a menace to society. Well, that truck driver seemed pretty chill and unfazed after wrecking the black car's lights. It was almost like he was thinking, yeah, should have driven more carefully. That red car driver just got caught up in someone else's mess. Poor guy. If you enjoyed these adrenaline-pumping moments, hit that like button and subscribe for more heart-stopping action. Which clip had you on the edge of your seat? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and remember, drive safely and stay alert. See you in the next episode.